Welcome, my name's Gaynor from FitFish, and tonight in this video I'm going to be talking about 3 things that make frequency more effective than quantity. So one of the biggest mistakes that I see when people are looking to change their habits is that they go for quantity over frequency. So do you struggle when you're changing your habits? Do you maybe have habit changes that last for a week or 2, but then you just give up? You just find it, hi Fiona, you just find it too challenging, too tricky, too hard. It just seems to take too much effort and it's just not really possible for you. Whereas others seem to be able to change their habits quite easily. They seem to have the energy, the willpower and the motivation, but it's just not working for you. Well, you might be making this one big mistake all of the time. You might be trying to do too much. So too much of one thing or too many changes at once. It's better to go small than not at all. Of course it is, but it's better to go small rather than thinking you have to do it all and then perhaps have a fall. So go small is what I want you to take away from this tonight. It's much more important to be frequent with your changed habits than to do things in big style. So frequent, consistent steps are really, really important. And there's 3 reasons why. So firstly, it's about momentum. So when you start something, that's often the hardest part. Do you look out the window, particularly today? Was it raining where you were? It definitely rained here. Do you look out the window sometimes and think, oh, don't really want to go out now. I know I should go for a walk or a run or out on my bike, but I don't really want to go out in the rain. But you kind of eventually put the effort in, get your clothes on and think, right, I'm going to do it. And actually when you're out, it's not as bad. It's often the starting that is the hardest. And have you ever been on holiday to a nice location with a swimming pool and you know that you'll feel cooler and you'll feel good when you get in the pool, and the people in there already are saying, oh, it's fine once you're in, it's fine once you're in, but you sit on the edge and you dip a toe in, you're like, oh, okay, you dip a bit more in, you put both feet in, and then you start to lower yourself into the pool bit by bit, and it's like, it's a bit chilly, and it gets higher and higher, and eventually you go for it and you're in, and you're like one of those other people who says, oh, it's fine when you're in. And that's it. It's fine when you're in it. It's the starting that can be the hardest part. So why give yourself that pain of having to keep restarting all the time? It's better just to keep going consistently so that you don't have that big thing of starting. And once you have started, it's a bit like a Newton's cradle. Once you've got that momentum, that keeps you going, and it's actually less effort. It's the initial push that can take the effort. So that's one reason that makes frequency more effective than quantity when it comes to changing your habits. The second one is that intensity makes a great story, doesn't it? Intense actions make a really good story, but consistency changes your story. If you were to do a marathon or swim across the channel or give up sugar for 2 months, that's a great story, and that's something you can tell people about. That's a great story. But consistency is what changes your story. Doing something in great quantity and great intense doesn't change your story unless you're going to keep up that level of habit, but that's hardly likely and probably quite impossible. But if you do those small little changes, then that changes your story. It changes the trajectory that you're on, and you get to a different place. You will end up in a different place. So remember, intensity makes a great story, but small changes consistently change your story. Okay, and number 3 is it changes your mindset. So when you're doing small little habits regularly, you believe that you are becoming the person you want to be. You're no longer trying to be a runner, trying to be a walker. You are. Just the fact you go out every day and do these things makes you that person. You don't need to wait till you run a marathon. You don't need to wait until you walk up Mount Everest. You are a walker. You are a runner. You are a gym goer. You are a mainly healthy eater. As soon as you start doing those small little changes that make you that way, and then it's less of energy in your brain. Your brain owns it. And your mind knows it, and that drives your future and drives your actions. Because your brain believes that that's what you are, your decisions that come off that habit are easier to make. Your mind knows it and your body follows it. So those are the three things that I believe make frequency much more effective than quantity. The momentum, you don't have to keep starting again. The consistency changes your story rather than the intensity making a great story. And it changes your mindset. Your brain starts believing you are that person that you want to become. So concentrate on making small, little, consistent changes, things that you can keep up, things that will become your story and become your lifestyle. I'd love to know something that you're working on at the moment, something that you're trying to change in small steps. Give us some examples. That would be brilliant. Is there anything that stood out? Was it momentum? Was it making a change in your story, or was it changing your mindset? If you could let me know, that would be fabulous. If you want to hear more, then in a couple of weeks' time, we've got a Friday evening event on the 29th of October at 8 p.m. where Corinne Pillin will be sharing some thoughts around looking after ourselves and our well-being, and I'll be sharing my 7 ways to make new habits happen. So I would love for you to come and join us. I'll put the link in the comments or in the email if you're watching this later. So lovely to have those of you online live. And yeah, so you say you definitely try to put everything right at once. Yeah, that can be a big problem, just trying to solve everything in great quantity. So it can be one individual thing that you're trying to do to just a huge level, or it can be lots and lots of things, but actually frequency and consistency is much, much more important. Okay, so hope to see you on Friday the 29th. Take care and speak to you soon. Bye-bye.